Families still grieving over the Malaysian Air mystery. Now there may be help to prevent future tragedies in the sky. Republican Senator Rand Paul about to roll out a plan to keep Americans safe when we fly. The senator joins us now on the Cashin In Freedom Summit with the breaking news. Senator, what's in your new plan?
Well, the thing about it is, when you think back to 9/11, it was hijackings through a flimsy door. Everybody remembers how flimsy the doors were on the jets protecting the cockpit. We reinforced the doors, and after some tussle, we decided we'd arm our pilots. But over a 10-year period now, or a 13-year period, less and less of our pilots are armed, which is sad and disturbing to me because we've made it too hard. It's a 5-day course to get your certification, and you have to renew by shooting every 6 months, which is fine, but you can't go to your local gun range. You got to travel out of state often to do your shooting. So we've made it too hard to keep up your credentials. So I meet pilots in the airport. I'm in the airport all the time. So I meet a pilot recently, tells me, look, I was in the military. I love guns. I hunt. I've got guns at my house. But I'm giving up on my certificate to carry it on the plane because they've made it so hard on me to keep up my certification. So we have a new bill that will make it easier for pilots to get their certification and easier for them to keep their certification.
And Senator, you also introduced some legislation this week about allowing military personnel to keep their guns on military bases as well. Is that right?
Well, to me, it's just common sense. You think about it. We trust these young men and women. They're probably more capable with a weapon than just about anybody in civilian society because they've been trained to use their weapon. So, yes, with certain rules, I think you ought to be able to carry your weapon around the base because that's a deterrent. People do these mass shootings where there are big signs that say gun-free zones. So the terrible tragedies we've had in our country have been at schools where there are no guns, and the teachers, no security, no guns. They're also happening on military bases where very few people, maybe 100,000 people could be on the base, and maybe 30 or 40 people have guns at the entrances, but not on the base necessarily.
Amen.
So I think responsibly carrying a gun is a great deterrent to violence.
Amen, Senator. They say you never see a mass shooting at a gun show. Senator, you went to Berkeley a couple of weeks ago. You got a standing ovation there. Kind of surprised a lot of people. You're headed to Harvard. What kind of reception do you expect to get from President Obama's alma mater?
Well, the interesting thing is I take the same message everywhere I go. I took it to the Conservative Political Action Committee. I took the same message to Berkeley, and I'll take the same message to Harvard. And that's that conservative Republicans like me do believe in the right to privacy. We believe that every individual should be left alone from the government unless they have probable cause to think that you've committed a crime. So there are Republicans like myself who believe in the right to privacy, and I take that message to kids in college everywhere, and it's well received. Whether you're on the right, the left, or in the middle, most Americans do believe you ought to have some privacy.
And Senator, are the young people, the liberal, the academia, are they embracing libertarianism?
Maybe, maybe not. I think there are some people, I call them the honest progressives on the left, who are good with civil liberties. But it's interesting that you have some liberal Democrats who are horrible on civil liberties, and then you have some, what I call them the good progressives, who are good on civil liberties. One of the ones I have worked on civil liberties with here in Congress is Ron Wyden, Senator from Oregon, and I consider him to be a good progressive, one who is defending civil liberties. But there are many up here, frankly, from the left who have no concern at all for your right to privacy.
All right, I have very quick, only about 30 seconds or so. So this week, the First Amendment under assault, ask Hobby Lobby. The Second Amendment under assault, ask the gun bracelet, Eric Holder. And the Fourth Amendment, you're very familiar with the NSA. Which one of these or all of them are the most under attack right now by the left?
You know, the interesting thing I tell people is you can't have the Second Amendment unless you have the Fourth Amendment. You can't protect the Second Amendment unless you have the First Amendment. So you need them all. And sometimes liberals have liked some amendments better than others, and conservatives. I think you need to support the whole Bill of Rights. It's also how you bring the country together, right and left, and you build a movement that I think will be a large majority in the country.
All right, last question very quickly. Donald Trump said you hit a long ball. Sir, he wanted me to ask you this. It must be good. How does he play golf?
Donald Trump has got game. That's all I'll say. He can play some golf, and I enjoyed playing with him, and I want a rematch because he kind of kicked my butt on the golf course. But I did enjoy it, and I do need a rematch with him.
We're going to leave it right there, Senator. Good luck and congratulations on the Freedom Summit. Thank you very much.